Have you ever faced a decision that felt like a crossroads in your business? Maybe you wondered if a choice was truly aligned with what you stand for, or you felt a bit lost. Today, we'll show you how to use your core values as a guide to making decisions that feel right for your business. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility, the podcast empowering you, adventurous small business owners, to attract your ideal customers and boost your revenue. I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Each week, we'll explore easy-to-implement tools and strategies to take your business to new heights and build the lifestyle you want. If you're ready for more profits and less stress, let's get started. We've covered a lot in our journey through core values, from identifying and defining your unique values to embedding them into your customer interactions and internal culture. Today, we're talking about how core values can guide your decision-making process. Values-based decision-making means using your values as a compass, even when faced with tough choices. This approach can help you stay aligned with your mission, build trust with your customers, and maintain strong, consistent business identity. Let's start with why value-based decision-making is so powerful. When your choices consistently reflect your values, you create a business that feels trustworthy, authentic, and grounded. Customers and employees alike can see that you're serious about what you stand for. Think of values as your business's true north. Every decision you make based on these values helps build a stronger brand identity and a deeper sense of purpose. And when those difficult moments arrive, when it's tempting to take a shortcut or make a choice that might compromise your values, this approach keeps you anchored to what matters most. Picture a small family-owned bakery that values community and quality. When faced with an opportunity to reduce costs by switching to a lower quality ingredients, the owner will choose to stick with their original suppliers. Why? Because it aligns with their value of providing the highest quality for their community. This decision might cost more, but it preserves the bakery's brand and reputation. Think back for a time when you've made a decision that felt truly right because it aligned with your values. How did that choice impact your business and your sense of integrity? Now, let's talk about creating a values-based decision-making framework. Having a clear framework in place can make it much easier to evaluate choices through the lens of your values. Here's a step-by-step approach you can follow. 1. Identify the values at stake. Start by asking, which of my core values are relevant to this decision? Not every decision will involve every value, but knowing which values are most applicable can clarify your path forward. 2. Evaluate potential outcomes. Consider the possible outcomes of each option. Ask yourself, how does each choice impact my ability to live out my values? Will this decision strengthen my brand's integrity or risk weakening it? 3. Involve your team. If you have employees, get their input. Discuss how each choice aligns with the business's values, especially if the decision impacts them directly. When the team feels included, they're more likely to support that decision. 4. Choose with confidence. After weighing your options through the lens of your values, make your choice with confidence. Regardless of the outcome, you're acting in alignment with your mission. Now think about a recent business decision you've made. How would a values-based framework have helped? Could you create a similar process to guide future decisions? Values-based decision-making sounds straightforward, but let's be real. There are times when sticking to your values is not easy. Sometimes a choice aligned with your values may cost more, take longer, or face pushback from others. But these moments are where your values matter most. Choosing to stay true to them builds a reputation for consistency and integrity, which strengthens your brand over time. Imagine you're an independent contractor whose core values include honesty and quality. A client requests you to rush a project in half the usual time, knowing it would compromise the quality of your work. Despite the potential income, you explain your commitment to quality and suggest a realistic timeline instead. It's not easy, but it protects your reputation and maintains your standards. When decisions test your values, Remind yourself of the long-term impact. Customers and partners are more likely to trust and respect you when they see that your values are non-negotiable. Once you've made a values-based decision, it's crucial to communicate it clearly to your team and, when relevant, to your customers. Transparency builds trust and shows that you genuinely live by your values. Now let's look at some tips for communicating value-based decisions. Tip number 1, explain the why. Share the reasoning behind your decision and how it aligns with your core values. This demonstrates your choice wasn't arbitrary but rooted in what matters most to your business. Also, be open to questions. Allow your team or customers to ask questions. They may need clarity or have concerns, and being open shows your commitment to transparency. You can also use these as a teaching moment. Each values-based decision can be a teaching moment for your team. It reinforces the role values play in guiding the business and encourages them to make similar decisions. Think of a decision you've made that reflected your values. Did you communicate the reasoning behind it? How might sharing the why build trust and clarity with your team or clients? As your business grows, it's essential to revisit and evaluate your values-based approach. Your core values may remain constant, but the way you apply them in decision-making might evolve with new insights and challenges. Here's a few tips for evaluating your approach. 1. Reflect on past decisions and review significant decisions. Were there moments you compromised your values or choices you're particularly proud of? Reflecting on these can offer valuable lessons. Make sure you're also gathering feedback from your team. Ask your team for input on how value-based decision-making has impacted their work. They may suggest ways to make values an even stronger part of your business. Be sure you adapt when necessary, staying flexible as you grow, but ensure any changes remain true to your overall mission. Consider a nonprofit that values community impact and accountability. Over time, they adapt by collaborating with local organizations and updating their transparency practices. Regular evaluations will help them stay true to their mission while refining how they serve their community. As we wrap up today, remember that value-based decision-making isn't always the easiest path, but it's one of the most rewarding. When you let your core values guide every choice, you create a business that's authentic, consistent, and trustworthy. You'll build deeper relationships with customers, foster a stronger team culture, and create a brand that truly stands for something meaningful. Now, this brings us to the end of our series on core values in business. We've journeyed through identifying, implementing, and living out your values in every part of your business. My hope is that you'll use these insights to create a business that's not only successful, but also a true reflection of what you stand for. Thanks so much for tuning in to Small Business Big Visibility. If you've found value in these series, please consider sharing it with other business owners who could benefit. And remember, building a values-driven business is a journey. Until next time, keep making choices that reflect your mission and never underestimate the power of living by your values.